Hi guys, welcome back to Anita Crochets. My name is Anita. Today we are making this hoodie. I named it Tropic Thunder, and the written pattern for it and the shorts, these are all available on my online shops. Also, a tutorial for these shorts is also available on my channel. So let's get into the tutorial. These are the materials we shall need. I'm working with a 4mm hook, but somewhere I use a 3.5mm hook because it gives me tighter stitches, which I'm looking for. And then I am working with size 4 yarn. My black yarn is slightly thinner than the other one because I don't know, it's not chunky. But yes, this is the black yarn that I'm using. Not the most appropriate, but it's what I had in this color. So yeah, I am working with this, but the rest of the other colors are sort of chunky. Yeah. So for this, I am using a 3.5, but you can use a 4mm hook if you're working with size 4 yarn all throughout. All right. So first of all, we start with a slip knot, and we are going to chain 17. Okay, this is for like the rib of our breast cup. So you chain 17, and after you have all 17 chains, I'm going to get back and show you what to do. You may hear some noises in the background because I do have a toddler who keeps disturbing me when I'm voicing these tutorials, but I'm going to make sure that I am heard and it is little of the noise coming through. So yeah, once you have all 17 chains, we are going to get into the third chain stitch from the hook and work a double crochet, and after that we are just going to keep working one double crochet into every stitch until we have one chain stitch left to end our row. Okay, so just work one double crochet into every stitch until you have one chain stitch left. Then I'm going to meet you there and show you what to do. So once you have one stitch left to end your row, just like you can see right there, I'm now going to work 2 double crochets all in this very same stitch. So that's one, and I'll work the second one, and then I'm going to chain one, and then work 2 more double crochets all in this very same spot. All right, so now we are going to be working along the opposite side of our foundation chains, and we are going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way until down at the end of our row, and that's where I'm going to meet you guys and then show you what to do. So this is how your work should look like. Okay, I'm working with a dark color, but at least I showed you guys how to make breast cups. This should come easy. So for the next row, we chain 2, and those are our turning chains, and then we work a double crochet into the very first stitch, and we are going to continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way going up until we are at the last double crochet before the chain 1 space at the peak of our row. Okay, so we are going to work this until the last double crochet before the chain 1 space, and I'm going to meet you there and then show you what to do. So here we are almost at the chain 1 space right there. So in there we are going to work 2 double crochets, so that's the second one, and then I will chain 1, work 2 double crochets once again into that very same spot. Now after this, I'm going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way going down until the end of my row. Okay, so just work your 1 double crochet into every stitch, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. So here I have come to the end of my row, and this is how my work looks like. So to work your next rows, you're just going to do what we have done repeatedly. Work until the end of the row and repeat that so it grows bigger. Okay, it should get wider. So for sizes small, you may have to work about 4 more rows. Sizes medium, you may have to work about 6 more rows, so that your breast cup looks like this. Okay, so once you have the coverage that you need for your breast cup, what we are going to do next is we are going to work a row to prepare us for our strap. Okay, so to work that row, because the row is going to be slightly different from the rows we have been working, to work that, I'm just going to resume from where I stopped, and I'm going to chain 2 and just secure these ends so that they don't like pull out. I'll just make a knot just like that. So now I am going to work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. I'm just going to make sure I weave this underneath. So I'll work my first double crochet into the very first stitch, and I'm going to continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch until the last double crochet stitch that comes before the chain 1 space. Okay, so just work your 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the chain 1 space. That's where I'm going to meet you, then show you what to do. So here is the thing. So you can see that that's the chain 1 space right there. So I just made sure that I stop right there, and now I'm going to cut my yarn, and this is exactly what I am going to do on the other side as well. I am going to work all the way up. You see that? Now for my next row, I'm going to turn my work and start from the bottom on this side. My intention is to make sure that my last stitch is at the top. Okay, so I'll pull through my yarn and chain 2, then into this very first stitch I'm going to work a double crochet, and I'm going to continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch until the last double crochet stitch next to the chain 1 space. We are just doing exactly what we did previously on the other side, on the opposite side. So this is what we are going to do also on this side, and after that I'm going to get back and show you how to work your strap. Okay, so this is it. This is how your work should look like. I'm going to lay this yarn end over here so that I weave it underneath. Now I'm going to chain 1. We are working along this edge because we want a strap. So I'll get into the top of that double crochet post and work a single crochet. into the double crochet post right there, I'll work a single crochet, and then into the bottom of the double crochet post, I'll work a single crochet. Now I'm going to head over into that chain one space and work my single crochet into it, and then into the bottom of the next double crochet post, I'm going to work a single crochet. Then I'll work one single crochet into that double crochet post, and then at a single crochet into the top of the post right there. So that gives me a total of 7 stitches, and those are just enough to give me like a strap that is thick enough for, you know, the best grip. All right. If you want a wider strap, that will require you to work 2 rows of just ending at the last double crochet stitch before the chain one space on both sides. So in that way, you're going to have more stitches to work along the edge, and yet still a wider strap. This girl is messing my table. But yes, now to work your first row of the strap, you're going to chain 2, turn your work. We're going to work 1 double crochet into every single crochet stitch that we worked along the edge. And once you come to the end of your row, this is how your work should look like. So even for the next row, we shall chain 2 and turn our work 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch, okay, until the end of the row, okay, and then you will have to repeat this very thing until you have several rows that can go all the way to the the center of the back of your neck, okay? So I'm just going to get back and show you how many rows I have worked for my strap so that it is easier for you guys to like follow through. Okay, so let me get back once I have all the rows I need for my strap and then tell you how many rows I worked. So now here it is. I worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Also this side I did the very same thing. So you're going to follow exactly what we have done until the end, and then make 2 breast caps with a strap, okay? Once you have 2 breast caps like I do, we are now going to join to seam the top of the straps just like that. So I'm going to pull through my yarn through the last stitch on this other end on the opposite strap, and yeah, I'll get in there into the very first stitch on both straps and work my single crochet to seam them together, and I'll keep working 1 single crochet through both straps just like that until the end of the row. If this is really confusing for you, please use a yarn needle so that you just seam these 2 straps together. Now once we have the straps seamed together or seamed, I'm going to now get to working on my underbust. I'm going to cut my yarn from here. I'm going to cut my yarn and get to working my underbust, okay? So to work my underbust, I'm going to get my yarn, turn my work, and first I'm going to make a slip knot just like that. Once I have my slip knot, I'm now going to chain 10, okay? So I'll chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once I have my 10 chains, I'm going to get into the very last stitch on this breast cap right there. I'll insert my hook in there and work a single crochet, and then I'm going to work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, okay? I usually work 1 single crochet into the post itself, like the center of the post, and then the second single crochet into the bottom or the base of the post. But if that gets confusing for you, kindly just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. Okay, so I'm going to work my 2 single crochets into every double crochet post all the way along this breast cup, and then I'm going to meet you at the end of the breast cup to show you how to get to the next breast cup. And now here I have almost come to the end of my breast cup and this is how it looks like so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get through to the bottom of the next breast cup or the edge, and yes, work my single crochet into that very first stitch. I make sure that I pull my yarn so it closes up very well. And now I'm going to resume working 2 single crochets into every double crochet post until the end of this breast cup. And when I come to the end, I'm going to chain 10. Sorry, I will chain 12. Yeah, I'll chain 12. So let me meet you guys at the end and then show you what to do. When you come to the end of your row, just like I have, you are going to chain 12. Okay, just like that. So you can see that there is a resemblance from where we started our row and where we are. This is how your work should look like. Now once you have all your stitches for the next row, I hadn't worked my 2 extra stitches from the 12 stitches. So what happens next is you are going to work a double crochet into the 3rd chain stitch from the hook, and then you're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way along this row. Okay, you just have to work 1 double crochet into every stitch for all the stitches and chain stitches that we have on this row until we come to the end of our row. That's where I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do. To show you how my work looks like, this is it. I have cut my yarn and I'm going to attach my next color. I'll chain 2. The design on the underbust is pretty much easy, very easy. So I'm just going to work 2 rows for the underbust, and those 2 rows are exactly what you're going to keep repeating until you have the length that you need for your crop top. Then I will get over to showing you how to work the hoodie. So now I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to work a double crochet into the very first stitch. I'm just making sure that my ends are worked underneath. Now I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and I'm just going to keep working 1 double crochet into every stitch until I have 5 stitches. So you see that once I have 5 stitches, I'm going to chain 2 and skip 2, get into the next stitch, work my double crochet. Then I'm going to work 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches to make it 5 stitches, just like we did when starting the row. Okay, just like that. That's the 5th, just like that. And now we are going to work 2 chains, skip 2, and then work a double crochet into the next stitch. Then I'll work 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches so that I have 5 double crochets in total. And once I have all my 5 double crochets like that, okay, I'm going to now chain 2, skip 2, get into the next stitch, work a double crochet, and then work 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches. So this is what I'm going to do repeatedly until the end of the row right there. This is how your work should look like, okay? So if you find that your stitches don't add up, you can probably just work extra stitches just like I did without following through with the chain 2, skip 2, okay? Because you can see my end of the row has over like 7 stitches, so it's very okay. Now I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch, and when I get to the chain gaps, I'm going to be working 2 double crochets into the chain gaps, okay? I just need to show you so that you get to see how it should look like. Now when you get to the chain gap, you're going to work 2 double crochets into the chain gap, because remember we chained 2 and skipped 2, so we are going to work 2 double crochets in there and then resume with our 1 double crochet into every stitch. And once you have finished all the stitches, you will work 2 double crochets into the next chain gap. So this is what you are going to do all the way until the end of your row. And for the next rows after this, all you have to do is this very same thing. Work your mesh row where you have 5 double crochets, then chain 2, skip 2, okay? Make sure that the chain gaps are, following through in the same line, okay? So do this until the end of the row and then keep repeating what we have done for these 2 rows. You have 1 row of these, skip 2, and then the next row has to be just 1 double crochet into every stitch. The next row will have gaps, the next row shouldn't have gaps. So do that repeatedly until you have the length of the crop top that you desire, okay? For just a few rows, I'm just going to do like 6 rows for my underbust. But before I finish my underbust, I'm just going to take you through what you need to do for your hoodie. Now you see this first row from both ends of the strap. I am going to mark that, that the top of that double crochet post, okay? That's where my hoodie is going to start from. So you see it right there. That's where I've inserted my hook. I'm going to get my yellow yarn because I feel it is bright enough to have you guys see what exactly I am talking about. So I'm going to pull through my yarn into that stitch, and I'm going to work a chain 1 and then work a single crochet in there. I'm now going to work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. Work your 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, okay, all the way across until you get to the first double crochet post or the first row for the strap on the opposite breast cup, okay? So just work your 2 single crochets into every double crochet post all the way across, and make sure you're working on the inside side of the edge of your straps, okay? Because that's where the hoodie has to be. If you work on the on the wrong side of your strap, your hood is going to be from the outside. So do this until you get right there, because we are leaving 1 double crochet post, or we are leaving that first row unworked, okay? Now this is how your work should look like after you have worked all your chain stitches, your single crochet stitches. Now from here we are going to chain 2. Into the very first stitch we are going to work 2 double crochets just like that, and I'm going to continue working 2 double crochets into every stitch until the end of my row. So into every stitch we are working 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets. This is just to give us more width, because of course the stitches we have worked are not enough to cover up the whole entire head. And remember, some of us have big hair, some of us have small hair, but we just need a hoodie that is, a bit, wide and comfortable, not so tight on the head. So yes, because we are not working a beanie, we are working 2 double crochets into every stitch until the end of the row, just to give us more width for our hoodie. Okay, so let me meet you guys at the end of the row and then show you what to do. So here is how your work should look like. This is how mine looks like. Now from here, if you really need a big hoodie because you have big hair, or you usually have big hair, we are going to insert our hook into the last loop, pull through. If you're changing your color as well, you will just do exactly what I'm doing. Attach your next color, and then yes, tie it like that, and make sure we are going to work these yarn ends underneath like that. Now into this first stitch right there, we are going to work a double crochet, just like that, and we shall work a double crochet into the next stitch. Those are 2 double crochets so far, and now into the next we work 2 double crochets. Into the third stitch we work 2 double crochets. Work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then work so this is for those that want, a wider hoodie. We are working 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch after them. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet, and then the second one. Now into the next stitch we are working 2 double crochets all in that very same stitch. I hope you get what I mean. So this clearly gives us more width, okay, to the extent that if one has big hair, it's still accommodating. It is still going to accommodate her hair. It's still going to accommodate her, the size of her head, because I believe most of us are going to have hair. So yeah, we are going to do this repeatedly until the end of our row, working 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, all in that very same stitch. So do that until the end of your row, and I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. Here we are. Yeah, so for our next row we no longer need any more width, so we are just going to be working 1 double crochet into every stitch. So we chain 2, turn our work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row, and do the very same thing for the next row and the next row and the next row. Okay, so just work your 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way across. It feels like there's so many stitches, but please don't lose your patience on this project. Just work this until the end of the row. Do that repeatedly, and I'm going to get back to show you how many rows I worked and how much length you need for your hood. Okay, so this is how far I went with my rows. I'll just show you. I so far have about 10-11 inches, but for great length we need about 13 inches. So this is it. I have 11.5, and I'll need like 13 to be on a secure side. Honestly, we need like 13. That's the truth. But my 11 already, like, fit. I'm just working those 2 extra uh 2 extra inches just for, more room. Okay, but if you also feel that you have the length that you need for your hood, then you're going to do this. Okay, we are going to turn our hood in out just like this, because now we intend to close it up for it to become a hood or a hoodie. So what happens is you're going to get your yarn needle and we are going to sew along this edge to close it up like this, until the end right there. So since I really love to work with my hook, it's what I'm going to use for this. So I'll pull through my loop and chain one. I'm going to be working my single crochets to, create that seam line. So yeah, I'm going to get into every stitch on both sides and work my single crochet just like that. So you work your single crochet and make sure that you're inserting your hook into every stitch on both sides of your piece, and work a single crochet to close it up. So yeah, you close it up until the end, cut your yarn, weave in the ends. And now I'm going to get back just to show you how to put your straps, or how to add your straps on the underbust piece. So once it is all closed up, this is how it should look like. You see that? That's how it should look like. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to work your straps on the underbust. Okay. You see right here, that's where I'm going to put a strap right there, and also right here and right there. So to add your straps, you're going to have one strand of yarn long enough and fold it. You will fold it like that. So in that way you create a loop. Okay, you see how I've done mine. Please make sure it is long enough. So you fold it to create a loop. You make sure that the ends meet on the other side, they're of the same length. And then yeah, you pull it through like that. Get into that next stitch, insert your hook in there and pull through a loop. So you have 2 loops on your hook. So you yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Okay, now remember that we have, in this way, we have doubled our yarn. So our strap is actually going to be thicker and it gives us just the best grip we are looking for. So from here, you just keep working your chains until you have the length of the strap that you desire. Then cut your yarn and weave your ends in. Do the very same thing for all the corners I have showed you that need this kind of strap, so that we have the grip on our underbust right there. Do the same for here and here. So once you have that complete, you honestly have your Tropic Thunder hoodie complete. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you all. I promised a long time to do this. I finally did. Thank you so much. Goodbye.